Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Today we're going to be doing a couple car things. I'm going to get my car washed. I'm going to be doing a little rip ski, do a little driving, a little back roads, having some fun. I think I'm going to take I'm not sure. We're going to see what car I take in a minute. Had to get the coat on. It's cold out today. We got like 20 degrees, Pennsylvania. Can't forget the coffee. Need that caffeine. Maybe we'll do a coffee run. Let's go. So it's just so much fun to be able to have three cars to choose from. The TT and the GTI are so much fun. Every time I go to drive or I'm going out, it's actually hard to pick which one I want to drive. I'd say the GTI has a little bit more issues right now that need to get worked out, but to be completely fair, I love them both, and it's really hard to pick which car I really like more. They both have their pros and cons, and we can get into that in this video. I think that'd be pretty cool. So we are in the TT. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about both of my cars and what I like about them compared to each other. This isn't a, 5 things I like about my car, 5 things I hate about my car. We're not really gonna get into that, but I think I am gonna make a video about that coming up here shortly, because I think that's pretty cool. I know it was a trend in the past, but I always like those videos, and whenever you're going to buy a car, especially if that's the one that you're looking at and researching, and there's like a couple options to choose from, that can actually make or break it. You shouldn't buy a car based off of somebody's opinion, but I think when you look at like a bunch of those, like what I like about 5 things I like about this car, 5 things I hate about this car, and you kind of look at all of them, you kind of look at 5 to 10, and you generate your own opinion based off of that. I think that's pretty cool, and it is very helpful to be able to gather that information, because that can really help you make your decision for sure. Low key, what I love about this TT is that you can turn the exhaust on, and that actually is very noticeable. I don't want to get on it. I still got to let this thing warm up. Hasn't even warmed up yet. Do not rip on your cars, ladies and gentlemen, unless they are warmed up. All right, so when I was trying to research cars, the TT was actually, I would say, like medium on the list. There were definitely some cars that I wanted instead of the TT. The RS3 being one of them, the brand new RS3. I did not want to wait for that car to come out. It was just starting to take too long, and I wasn't seeing any on the road. And actually, to be completely fair, yesterday I saw one RS3 in, what color is it? Daytona gray or something? No, it's not Daytona gray. I think it starts with a K, but it was the gray, kind of like this, like the Nardo. And the day before that, I actually saw one in the green, and it was so sick. But until then, it was just taking forever. And the orders, it would have just taken too long to order one, and you'd kind of just have to take your pick on whatever would come in. And I know I wanted something specific. If I'm gonna buy a car like that, I want to get the exact car that I want. I don't want to get something that just shows up. But at the end of the day, if you want one real bad, that's cool too. So the RS3 was definitely one car that I wanted to get before this. I ended up getting this, so I can go a little bit more into that in a minute, but I did want to talk to you about this versus the GTI. Having both of these cars is actually pretty sick. It's honestly, it's like the best of both worlds, and I think it's cool to have like a newer car and a little bit of a mid to older car. It's a 2011 GTI. It's, for those of you who don't know, that GTI is a stage 3 build. This TT is also a stage 3 build. This car has 800 horsepower, maybe about 750 to the wheels. It's not dynoed. That's based off of all of the work compared to other people. And the GTI is the same thing. It's not dynoed, but that's right around 500, probably about 450 to the wheels, 440, I would say. And that's a 6-speed manual. It has its issues right now, but talk about having a manual. It is so much fun. I literally love having a manual, and this car is sick. The TT is awesome because you could just hop in this car. It's just so fun to drive, and you could go on a longer drive, get stuck in traffic, and you're not driving a stick. it's not tiring or stressful on your leg, and you could just chill. And then whenever you want to get on it, you turn the thing into sport mode and you just go. There's absolutely nothing holding you back. And I could make this car sound probably 3-4 different tones based off of the exhaust valve and putting it in dynamic or just regular auto, so that's pretty cool. The GTI has APR, a resonator with like a double muffler, but it sounds quiet, it sounds stock. A lot of people think it's stock, but when you get on it, it really opens up, which is cool. So if it was like super loud all the time, like I had an STI hatch before, and you just can't, it's just that drone in your head the whole time, you just can't get that to go away. You just got to crank up the music. So the GTI is cool for that fact. I could just chill on it and it's not super annoying. And when you want to get on it, you can. It is just one tone, and that's something that you just have to kind of be okay with. I think I would get an electronic exhaust for that, just for the fact that you can chill. And to be honest, like I live in a neighborhood with townhouses, so, and just to be like respectful, honestly, I like turning the exhaust off when I get into the neighborhood, but it's just based on what you feel. So if you wake up in the morning and you just don't want to have any noise, it's nice to be able to shut that off and just chill and not have like a huge headache. But then when you're coming home from work, open that thing up, put the windows down on a nice day. It's so much fun. All right, so comparing trunk space to trunk space on those. And this is just a fun video, guys. Obviously, if you're going to buy a car, those two are not in the same class. Like, I obviously know that, okay? So I'm just saying, those are my two fun dailies. My wife drives the Q3 mainly. If I need it for the trunk space, I will, but that's where I was getting out on this second point, which would be the trunk space. And if you wanna get a TT and have some space, it's a little rough. I'm actually contemplating on getting a roof box for this because I try to fit my snowboard in here and it barely fits. I mean, you got to put the seats all the way up to the front, and you might be able to fit your snowboard in here. But if I had a roof box, I'd be able to throw them in there no problem and have no issues. It'd give me a lot more room, and I don't mind the way that it looks. I don't think the aerodynamics on that is going to screw up 800 horsepower that much. But we got a Target box back there. You can't see the seats because they're folded down, but they're always folded down. I don't have kids, and there's no space for anybody to even go back there. Like, you can't sit back there and put your legs in there. It's crazy. It's crazy. But with that being said, the GTI does not have rear seats either. Those have been taken out, and it's kind of gutted with like the carpet still in there, but I can use that. It's a two-door, and I can fit so much stuff in the back. It's ridiculous. I literally can't even believe it's almost like a van. So for that aspect, I love the trunk space in the rear on that. It makes it so practical for being a daily, or if I just need to haul anything, it's just perfect for that. This has absolutely no trunk space, but you're not buying this car for trunk space. You're buying this car so that you can enjoy it for what it is. You know, if this is your main car, like the people that just buy like the base TTs and that's their main car, I don't know how you do it. You'd have to get a roof box. And I see these around. When I was in Colorado, I seen one with like a tow hitch on it. It was just kind of funny. It's probably for like a bike rack or something. But the GTI has this thing beat on the trunk space by far. Okay, so we talked about the trunk space. We talked about the exhaust note. I think I talked about that's a 6-speed and this is an automatic. So with that being said, it's just easier to drive when you want to chill and you don't need to shift, and it's easier just to calm down. Because whenever I turned 16, I dailied a manual all the way until I was 25, 26. I owned a manual. So probably like 10 years, maybe even more, to be honest with you. That's all I drove was manuals, and that's all I did. I didn't mind it. It was for the fun. I'm an enthusiast. I like a manual transmission. But I will say, after getting into a car with paddles, I was super skeptical on buying a car with paddles, because it's like, is it going to be fun? Is it going to be still exhilarating as driving a stick? But then I thought of this. If you ever drove a manual transmission vehicle and it's just super slow, you know, like a 1.5 liter or just a 2.0 without a turbo or anything like that. It's really not that fun. But then if you drive a fast car in a manual, it's so fun. So I was like, okay. So I kind of took a risk. I never drove a fast car with paddles, but I took a risk and I bought this, and it's kind of the same thing. Nowadays, they pretty much make every car with paddle shifters, so you could just have any, like the Q3 has paddles, and if you drive that with the paddles, it's not really that fun because it has like 240 horsepower. But then after getting in this and doing the paddles, it is so much fun, and I love it. And yes, if you took this to a racetrack, it'd be a lot easier to drive than a manual transmission. Is it cheating? I don't know, but really it's all about just having fun. Like, I'm not a professional race car driver. I just am out here having fun, and that's what it's all about. So I'm never gonna dog on anybody for having paddles. And to be honest, you know, I would consider getting another GTI in paddles and build that thing up, because I'm kind of getting a little annoyed of driving a stick, to be honest with you, but not all the time. I like having a stick. I'm probably never gonna get rid of my Mark 6 GTI because it's so fun. It's just whatever you're feeling. If I wake up and I don't want to shift, I'm getting in the TT. And right now, with the winter, I have that car on stock mode, so it's really not that fun. And it's on BlizzAx, which makes it even worse because it handles like garbage. That's kind of all I'm going to get into with the TT versus the GTI, because I'm not really going to get into looks and a front-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive. That's just stupid. Let's see if we'll put this in dynamic mode. Oh, downshift. Oh my gosh. This car will bring a smile to your face. I'm an automatic guy now. When it comes to these cars, they're so fun. I would do it. Oh look, Mark 6 GTI. I don't know if we could have seen that, but that was a Mark 6 GTI right there. He was probably loving it that I just pointed the camera at him. He's like, whoa. Alright, which way are we gonna go? It's actually right past my brother's house. This car draws so much attention. I'm pretty sure this car has the stock downpipes. I should know that. I know that. I should know that, but I don't know that. I think it does have the stock downpipes because... No, it does not have the stock downpipes. It's got the stock catback. The downpipes are upgraded. I'm sorry. But when I was ripping on it, that was probably a quarter throttle. That's it. This car is a menace. It's literally a maniac. I actually have to turn off traction control. I gotta lower the threshold. You gotta put it in sport. Oh, what was that, S3? Alright, that was about half throttle. These tires aren't doing too well. We probably got like 70% of the treads gone. Can't get any traction. It's a different animal, that's for sure. It's fun. Go get the car washed. See if it's busy.
Please collect your receipt.
Actually, I always keep a microfiber in here too, just for when I go through washes like this. I usually have a brand new one, dry it down. It's like super weird lighting today, but it's not that bad. Like, there's a little water on here. Like, the thing is, they don't dry like super nice, but we'll get this thing dried up. One more quick thing. I want to do a before and after this microfiber. After I'm done drying it, you'll see what it looks like. All right, here it is after. Kind of hard to see, but pretty much black. Car wash isn't bad. I like this one. You obviously can't go through anything else without this with this crazy wing on the back. Man, this car is so beautiful. I just finished up with the shoot, guys. It's looking real clean right now. That wing is amazing. It draws so much attention. Like, if you want to get a TTRS and immediately just get a bunch of attention, get the wing, because people won't leave you alone about it. This front shot, this thing is so clean. Oh, this could be a thumbnail. So I think I'm going to throw that edit together and throw that in this video. I'm probably going to throw some more on Instagram and the YouTube shorts. So if you're not following me on Instagram, it's TJ Likes Cars on Instagram. Check out the IG. I throw some shorts on there as well. And I also throw some different content that I don't even put on YouTube of the car, because I just love editing. I love filming. I love making videos. So follow if you guys want to see any of that. All right, so I just realized that I am gonna have to make another quick little cinematic video for you guys. I'm already in the car, so I'm gonna have to find a new spot. Reason being is I filmed it really far away because I'm gonna make it into a short, so I'm gonna crop it. It's going to look like trash if I just keep that in this video for you guys, because it's gonna be really far back. So I am on my way to find a new spot, because I'm not gonna go back to that same one. We got another Nardo Gray Audi in the hood. All right, I just showed up to a new spot, sick spot here. I'm gonna film a new edit for you guys in 3, 2, 1. So I'm gonna end this video by doing a little rip sesh in the TT, some back roads. Do not pull out in front of me. Thank you. Once we get clear of these railroad tracks, do a little rip sesh. I'm gonna have to order another mount for this camera to put on the dashboard here, because I got the other mount on my hatch. This car is absolutely wild. I know I say that every single time because it's true. Get some cool shots here. I can't, you know what? I can't even do this and hold it. I'm gonna literally die every time I'm on this road. These people, they don't like it. It's a straight shot right here for a second. I can't believe the car's not shifting. It was getting ready to rip. It's just staying in third gear. There we go. This thing is crazy. You know what? I actually wanted to bring up something else too, is the fact of being in this car versus my GTI. Since we're on that subject today, the level of respect that you get when you're driving in this car versus the GTI is just, it's a little weird to me. You know, you definitely get a lot more attention. People are staring at you wherever you go. You get out of the car at a gas station, someone's coming up and talking to you about the car, which is fine. I don't care at all about that. I used to be that person. I still am that person. If I see a nice car, I'm gonna go up and talk to somebody, you know, without being annoying about it. Don't just run up on me. But the amount of respect that you get, and then when you're driving in the GTI, it's like, I'm just like another car. But listen, like, if I see a car, you know, maybe it's like a car that's like $5 grand, $10,000, but you could tell that like somebody modded it, how they like it. I respect that. And if I see someone out, you know, I'll show some love to that car, because it's not just like being stuck up and like, oh, my car's better than your car. I think there's got to be a lot more respect in the game for people that are just doing it and just having fun, doing whatever they're doing. it doesn't matter what you're driving. Just show some love, show some respect, you know? Because that may be all someone can afford. Man, my first car cost like $1,200. It was a Mitsubishi Mirage. And I put some stupid iridescent lip wheels on that car. And it was green. Yeah, it's like the iridescent oil spill look on the lip of the wheels. And custom fart can exhaust rigged from Pep Boys with my buddies at the time. It was so stupid, but I just loved what I was doing. And people have to start somewhere. And just know that if you don't have the car of your dreams right now, if you don't have something that you're like, you know, absolutely in love with, just, you got to start somewhere. Like I said, I had a piece of junk, and I had a Mark IV Jetta that was slammed, and I dumped so much money into it. But one friend said this to me one time, and it honestly just stuck with me. But you know, he had like all these nice cars, and he was just like, hey, you know, your time will come. And I never really like thought about it that time, like, yeah, whatever, like, I'm young, I want it now, you know, we all want it right now. But you really have to think about that. You have to work towards your goals and what you want. Yeah, when you start saving up money, when you start grinding, putting in the work and the time, you know, your time will come. And now to look back on where I started at, where me and my wife even started at, where we're at now, is just pretty awesome to see the growth. And I can't wait to see what happens in this channel. You know, we now hit 50 subscribers, guys. Like, I'm psyched. Let's go. I'm so geeked about that, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who watches my videos, everybody who's subscribed so far and wants to keep seeing more videos. I'm gonna keep posting. I'm definitely gonna be more consistent. I love doing this. I love editing, so I'm not going anywhere. If you're along for the ride, you want to see the growth in this channel. When we get to the point when this channel's monetized, I'm gonna take the money from that and just dump it into this. We're gonna keep buying cars. We're gonna keep modding cars. We're gonna keep having fun, and that journey's gonna be fun. It's a little whiles away, but you know, you have to have a vision in life, and you have to have goals on what you want. I'm excited to get to 100 subs, honestly. Once I see 100 subs, I'm gonna be geeked out of my mind. If you guys like this video, share it, like it, subscribe to the channel. If you're not already, I don't know what you're doing, you're missing out. Let's go. Let's get to 100 subs, baby. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.